Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a rainy Tuesday evening here in the Chicagoland area. And it is said that April showers bring May flowers. So I'm looking at a March rain, and it's not really cold here. The temperature is actually very nice. I'm looking at this March rain as a way of cleansing our city, a way of welcoming spring. It is springtime now. So I don't mind the rain on a beautiful Tuesday evening. And I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Coming up on tonight's show, we are continuing to honor women during Women's History Month. And we have just two amazing women who will be joining us. Many of you have received your stimulus check, and she'll be here tonight to talk to you and us and them and they and those on how to make your stimulus check work for you. A lot of people are wilding out and doing crazy things. You actually can take that stimulus check and do something to build wealth that will be a continuous stimulus for you. And then our second guest this evening, we're so glad to have her here. She's a writer and comedian. Last year, she was a guest on the show after she survived being on a ventilator, being in the hospital for quite a long time. Northwestern University released a study today that says that people who have overcome COVID-19 have what's called COVID long haulers. And these people actually have health conditions that have not ceased, even though they don't have COVID anymore. So we'll talk to both of these amazing ladies tonight. My co-host, you guys know who she is. I just love and adore her. She is the young lady sitting over there. Right there, right there, right there. Her name is Kay Renee. Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Miss Kay Renee.
Good evening. Hi, sweetie. How are you on this beautiful rainy Tuesday? It's not evening yet because with the time change, it's getting darker later. So it's like almost sunset on a Tuesday
Oh
evening.
boy, you made that sound so debonair and so fabulous and wonderful. Sunset in the evening, honey. It's nighttime. It's getting ready to be nighttime. That's how I say that. Yes, but no, you're right. I love this time of year when the time changes. The days are longer. I love this type of weather. I just can't take the brutal cold anymore. I'm really not
Right.
a fan of the snow. So yeah, I like this time of the year.
Hey, Miss Marcia. That's my other big sister from Florida. Hi, darling.
Oh, hey, Florida. Well, look, I hope she's not down there in that crazy part of Florida. Hey,
She's
sweetheart.
not. She not.
Okay, good.
She know how to handle it.
Baby, we're going to talk about that today because they still having trouble with them spring breakers. All right.
Lord.
So, Kay Renee, let's get on into the top news stories of the day.
Yes.
We might as well take a few moments to celebrate and wish happy birthday to Chicago icon Shaka Khan. Today is her
Yes.
birthday. Yay.
Yes.
I did a TikTok video and
I
it went to
saw.
my Instagram and I tagged her and she responded back. Shout out to Shaka. Yes. Hey,
Woohoo!
Shaka. I
Yes.
appreciate you so much, Shaka. Yes, but happy birthday to Shaka Khan. Who
And
knew?
and and before we went on the air, I shared something with you because Shaka is one of my favorite artists. I said if I ever start speaking, my theme song will be "I'm Every Woman." But what a lot of people don't know is when I was married, I sang to my ex-husband a song that I definitely can feel it every time when I hear it. It's like okay, it's through the fire. And
Oh,
so
oh.
he was just so shocked. He was like, "Oh my god!" Even my parents like, "Wow, I really didn't know she could sing like that." So happy birthday, Miss Shaka Khan, and thank you for that song "Through the Fire" because I love that song.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That is beautiful. Well, I'm so proud of you. Wow. I don't know if I had to sing a song to whoever I'm marrying, I don't know what it would be. And really I envision my wedding, a lot of famous folks singing at the groom and I. So right. So I don't, that's kind of interesting, right? So
And here's the thing, I would do it again. I have no, I mean, singing is something I just love to do. And so, when I thought, and I had it timed with the DJ, I said, once we do our dance, the moment we start, I cued him in, and I started. He had the instrumental, and all I did was sang, and and my ex-husband was like, "Oh my
oh my
God!"
God, that's phenomenal. Well, congratulations, Kay Renee. Very proud of you on
Thank
that.
you.
And have you thought about pursuing more with your singing? I mean,
I would
it's
love to
it's
do
never
that.
too late, huh?
I would love to do that because when I do my happy birthdays, right, rendition, I like to sing to people that I adore. So yeah, I definitely would like to pursue that.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right, then. Well, let's continue on with our news stories of the day. I hate to go from Shaka Khan's birthday, but we are a health and wellness show, and we do want to
Yes.
update you guys on a couple of different things. Illinois public health officials today, Dr. or Public Health Commissioner Dr. Allison Arwady is warning the city of Chicago, especially our younger population, to be very careful because our COVID-19 numbers are creeping back into the danger zone. And
Uh-oh.
this is resemblant to present second surges of COVID that happened back in last October. Remember,
Mhm.
we had that upsurge and then everything had to
Yes.
close back down and all of
Yes.
that. Well, Chicago is definitely seeing an uptick in COVID cases. And so, Kay Renee, I'm not going to lie to you. This past Sunday, I was out, but I was not around a lot of people. As I told you
Mhm.
before, I go to places when they open first. I don't look.
Right.
I now am the early bird, the old people dining time. You know how people say that old people special, like three
That's
thirty,
right.
4 o'clock. I'm like, I'll take that now.
That's
I'll take that, especially if I'm dining in a restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I'm with you because remember I shared with you my big sister treated myself and her girlfriend to a movie. Well,
Right,
guess what? It was the early movie. We're not gonna be doing that late night stuff because when it's early, everything is clean, already
right,
sanitized. You know
right,
that too many people have ventured in. So I'm with you, Art. I'm not planning to, as much as I love to dance and love to party, that those days to me, I can party right here in the house, which I do. So
right.
and just
Well,
really sad because you know what's happening in Miami. They're
yeah.
just gone buck wild. What's
Yes,
up with
yes,
that?
they have. And shout out to our friend. She's in Sarasota, Florida. I love Sarasota. Sarasota probably is having a problem with spring breakers right now as well, too. Yes,
Oh, that's
Marcia.
my big sis,
Yes,
Marcia.
Sarasota.
Yes.
Yeah, they probably having a problem because that's a coastal city as well, too.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Quite a few people were calling me Sunday. Somebody said, "Who's throwing a picnic behind the Museum of Science and Industry?" A friend of mine said it was so many people behind there
Are you
Sunday that,
serious?
that you thought it was a major event going on, and you saw very few masks, very little social distancing. And I tell people, I'm gonna be wearing the mask forever, especially when I'm out in public with people.
It
Y'all
sounds like
get
almost
used to
like
it.
the preempting to the chosen few picnic.
Right,
They have that every year. And I'm like, look now, I don't know
right,
what they're gonna be doing for this year, but that's what it sounds like because that's where the chosen few picnic is behind the Museum of Science and Industry. So I'm like, what's up with that?
right. Well, this was not their event. This was not associated with them,
Thank
that we
God.
knew of, but it was just that many people behind the museum, partying and having a good time. Same way, other people on social media was reporting it as well, too. And then I know a lot of people that are having events, excuse me, at clubs that are outside the city of Chicago. And they're not putting on their invitations, mask required social distancing. I mean, I see all kind of karaoke events on social media. I've seen parties. I look, folks even out here still doing nasty stuff publicly and videotaping it. Oh, all of
What?
it. And right. So
Oh Lord.
I
I all I got to say is this. If Auntie Lolo, that means our Madam Mayor, finds out, she will shut this place down and she does not play. So
right.
please, everyone, let's be safe.
Yeah,
I mean, we got common sense here. That's what God gave us. Don't use your common sense. You know
right.
we still in a pandemic. Wear
Yes.
the mask.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Absolutely. Marcia, you know what, my friend? You're absolutely right. Sarasota, Florida is more of the mature, quiet set. I did not know if the young folks did Sarasota or not, but you're
Okay.
right. Sarasota is much like Fort Myers, Sarasota, cities like that. It is the more mature crowd, but I didn't know if they infiltrated there or not, during spring break. I'm not ready to check out yet. No, honey,
I
we
know
ain't
that's
ready to check
right.
out yet either.
That's
Hello,
my big
Candace.
sis.
Yes. Hey, Candace, how are
Hi,
you?
Miss
Good to see
Candace.
Candace tonight. Yay. All right. Marcia just responded back to us. Yes. No. All right. Well, no, as you know, Miami Beach is now on curfew, 8 p.m. Thursday until 1 a.m. No, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And that's Thursday through Monday now in Miami. So
They're gonna
I
try
don't
to
know.
get everything they can now, because come Wednesday night or Thursday, when we're on the show, they're gonna be on lockdown. So they're gonna do whatever they can. So just wear
Well,
the
they
damn
say they're
mask.
still having problems of young people being disrespectful, not, following suit, not doing any, of the things that's necessary.
Here's the thing: when they don't do it, then they want to come crying home to mama.
Right,
Come on
right.
now.
Okay. All right. Well, Illinois public health officials announced today 1,832 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 13 additional deaths. This now brings the state total of cases to 1,224,915 cases. 915 cases. We now have had 21,116 deaths since the beginning of this pandemic. There were 49,739 test reports in the last 24 hours, and the 7-day statewide positivity rate is now at 2.5. So that positivity rate has actually dropped a point. But with these numbers ticking back up, I am just worried about where we're headed after that.
Even
There was
more.
70,252 dosages of the COVID-19 vaccine administered on Monday. And so the 7-day rolling rate averages is now 91,000. And the United Center is now making it where you can roll up and get your second shot. And so I am due to get my second shot this week. And really, I would love to go roll up, let them stick it in me. And by the time the vehicle get me back into the house, honey, if I'm going to collapse and pass out, which I
Because
got to let.
when you got the first shot, Loretto, you know what's happening with Loretto. They're about to shut Loretto down just because of what the shenanigans that has happened, which is really kind of sad, right? I mean, they're trying to get people to jump the line, and that's not cool. So I feel for the people at Loretto. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So with that being said, as I was saying before, I really wanted to see if there's some place I could go and try to drive up and get the shot and get it done and be done with it and all that kind of stuff. So very good. Oh, Marcia says she's fully vaccinated. Okay, very good. Yep, very
Yay!
good. Yep, right.
That was, Marcia and I, we met at Daddy. We were judges at the Miss Illinois USA pageant a few years back.
Oh, good. Okay, very nice.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Well, congratulations to you both. All right, let's continue on. Michigan has moved up with 6 other states. Chicago emergency travel order because a lot of people are going back and forth to Michigan on the weekends. Michigan's COVID case is now on an upsurge. Matter of fact, they're number 3 in the country of COVID
Really?
cases. Absolutely, of an uptick in COVID cases. So starting Friday, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, and Montana, along with West Virginia, will move up from the city's yellow tier to the orange one. And the orange tier always means that there are some restrictions. You either have to test or you have to quarantine for 10 days. Travelers coming from the latter tiers, which includes 26 states, must quarantine, as I said before, 10 days, negative COVID results 72 hours before arriving. People can avoid either requirements if they have been fully vaccinated at least 2 weeks earlier. So that's the great part about that. But yes, Michigan is now the third highest in the country of new known COVID-19 cases.
Mm,
And that's
that's not
something.
that's not good. I have a
Right.
few people who live in Michigan, so
Right. Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, with that being said, let's continue and move on in other news stories. So go right ahead.
well, you know that you want to talk about Suzanne Summers?
Sure. Yep. Go right ahead.
I saw the article that Miss Suzanne Summers, for those who don't know who Suzanne Summers is, she played Miss Chrissy Snow on that wonderful comedy back in the 70s, 80s, Three's Company. But she mentioned that she and her husband, who is 84, now mind you, Suzanne is 74, they indulge in intimate relations 3 times a day before noon.
What?
Now,
Are you kidding me? Wow. Is this every day?
every day.
They have sex every day,
Before noon.
three
Three
times a
times.
day
Before noon.
before noon. Somebody
Before noon.
lying somewhere. Somebody lying. The devil is lying. All of that. I, first of all, no nothing against this gentleman at 84, and he is still able to do the go on, daddy. I ain't mad at you because I hope to be just like you at 84. I mean, just getting it.
Yes, they've
But
been they've been married for over 40 years, Art, and Suzanne is still she still looks good at 74.
didn't I read something though where she said he's usually ready first thing in the morning. About 4:30 in the morning is when he wanted, and she like, could you at least wait for the sun to come up? She said, God, our relationship has always been amazing, but now that our kids are raised and it's just me and Al, we've paid for the tuition, we paid for the weddings, we've helped get everybody started. Now it's just the two of us. We're having fun. I get that, but Lord have mercy. I don't every
What?
day, 3 times a day.
Hey,
You know,
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I got married again or in a very good relationship, right?
right,
And we would have to have that conversation in advance. It wouldn't be, you're sleeping, he's sleeping, all of a sudden in the morning, I want to do this. This has to be a conversation, right? But I
right,
am not mad at Suzanne nor her husband. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
right.
Nothing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. 84 years old. I mean, if he still got it like that, then God bless him. I think he might be taking a little something to help him uh do the whatever. But 3 times a day before noon, Lord, I probably wouldn't do much all day long. Before bed, I don't mind it. I love it before bed because I think it makes you sleep better.
It does.
In the morning, yeah, if we really feel it. But I don't know if I can do 3 times before noon and you want me to do something else. Because guess what? My ass is going back to sleep. So,
And here's why I agree with you, Art. He may be using some other help. Yeah, I agree, Elena. That's why she looked great. See, when
right,
you've been taken care of, especially like that every day, you're gonna be
right,
smiling until the cows come home, literally. But if he's taking something to enhance that experience, I am not mad at him. But 3 times before noon, I can do it maybe twice. 3 times I'll be ready to go to sleep and sleep a long time before waking up again at 4:30
right,
in the morning.
right.
But
Yep.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
them both.
Okay. All right. Well, Suzanne Summer and your husband, y'all get it with your little nasty selves. I just write a book. Please tell us how we can do it, how we can continue. I mean, Lord knows I want to be able to do all of that at that age. And hopefully, got somebody I can do all that with because it's so much better when you're not doing it to yourself.
Okay.
You're doing it to somebody else. Right.
And you point out a good thing, Art. Someone needs to write a book
Right. Right.
about that. Seriously.
Marcia, he better watch his heart, right? I mean, I don't know now. She looks, Suzanne might be a widowmaker, baby. She, We had Holly on last night talking about them blondes, baby, and you were saying that people think that blondes are stupid, but no, Suzanne actually knows the magic because if her and that man is still getting it on every day, 3 times a day before 12 noon, baby, bye. I'd be good about happy hour. Right. See, that's what I'm talking about. That retired life. That's the life I want. That's the life I would want.
Here's the thing, Art. I believe if you had the wonderful person in your life make you smile every morning, that would be your challenge every morning before noon. It's okay. Let's see if we go for another round.
Oh, I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. But 3 times. Matter of fact, Thursday night we're having a male roundtable on the show, and I'm gonna bring that question up. I'm gonna bring the question up.
Do that
3 times in one day before 12 noon. Because I'm telling you, any person that's got something to do, quite a bit of stuff going on in their life, that 3 times before noon, God dog, wow. I can understand one good time before work, but 3 times before noon, ooh, okay. All right, let's continue to move on. I understand that the charming young man who was once royalty is now a working man. It's folks right here in the United States that can't get no job. And Prince Harry done came over here, done told his TT Oprah all his business, and that he and his wife done been through some mess. And now Prince Harry has a 9 to 5. Talk about it. Tell us about it.
Well, basically, Prince Harry is going to be the chief impact officer for this startup company called Better Up. And I'm sure it's kind of aligned with what he and Meghan want to do. But he'll be starting very soon. But I'm just wondering, Art, the optics on this, even though I know he has to make his coins. He has Archie, he has Meghan, he has a daughter on the way. But I'm really hoping that this will be just a good start in the fact that he's working a startup company as a chief impact officer. I mean, that's a new term for me. I've heard, of course, chief executive officer, chief sales officer, but I don't know exactly what a chief impact officer is. What do you think what that would mean?
A chief impact officer is one who helps to make a difference in whatever the mission and goal of the particular organization that he works for. A lot of companies now are redefining the roles of people. What you speak of is traditional ways of doing business, or as they would say, the Roberts Rules way, or how things have always been. A lot of these new companies or digital companies, especially this younger generation, they're creating other ways to give people power and authority. And it just works like that. I guarantee you, whatever it is, he will be a branding ambassador or a spokesperson or someone who will come up with cutting edge ways to create whatever it is this company, product, or service is about.
Well, given what your explanation is, then it definitely makes sense of what he is aligned to do with his own company, Archwell. So,
right.
Congratulations to Harry. And maybe he can hire some folks himself.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes, he will. Oh, absolutely. He's going to do very well. He and Meghan are not going to suffer. They're not going to have any problems and issues. They're not going to be upset when stimulus run out, any of that. They're going to be just fine. Just fine. So, all right. Well, today is National Puppy Day. And so for all of our little 4-legged friends, we just want to say happy National Puppy Day. If you have a puppy or had a puppy or have a favorite childhood memory of a puppy, today is National Puppy Day. And I posted pictures of some of my favorite puppies on social media.
And the one that I really liked of all the photos that you posted, Art, do you remember the one you always, when you had the dog, well, I don't know if he was a puppy, but every time you would go out, he would be right behind you.
Oh, yes.
I thought that was, and I wanted to call him I didn't know what his name was, but he was in the Chronicles. I just thought that was just so adorable.
Absolutely. That was a colleague of mine's husky.
Okay.
And I met the husky from the day the husky came home. The cool part about most of these dogs that I'm cool with, I was there from the day they came home to them maturing. And so my colleague, my friend at the time, had that dog very well trained. And so a part of the me sitting in the car doing the selfies with the dog was to see how well the dog had been trained. And people could not believe, like, this dog posted pictures, the
Yes.
facial expressions, all of that. And basically, I mean, I'd be sitting there, do this, and the dog would just, know the expression, never was rough, never was any of that. And so, yes, no, and that's the same way with another dog that's currently in my life that I see on a regular. Pit bulls oftentimes get bad reputations. And so this particular dog, Zoe, from the day she came home up until now, I've been around her. And Zoe is so in love with me that just when I come over, her tail wagging is so forceful that it will actually beat you. And right, you like, girl, so she just that happy. So so that's just kind of cool that she loves me like that. So, but
what is your favorite breed? If you were to have a puppy right now, if you said, you know what, if someone wanted to gift you a puppy, what would be your favorite breed? I know mine, but what would yours be?
My favorite breed of dog would be something that would be able to go into a bag, a pocket, or jacket. So it could be one of those Shih Tzus. It could be one of those mixes. Any little bitty dog. It could be a Chihuahua. Anything like that I'm able to drop it in a bag. It behaves so well that you wouldn't even know it's in the bag. I'm able to put it under a hat with me, whatever the case may be. I would want a little bitty dog like that. People are so surprised because they think I want a big dog. No, I want a little bitty dog that can jump into bed, lay there, we cool, all of that. They don't need to go outside like that. You know what I'm saying? So yes, what would be your choice?
Beagle.
Oh, I love beagles.
One of my dear friends had a beagle for many years. His name was Pocho, and I just loved him so much. And I said, if I get a chance, I want a female beagle. And I'm hoping I'll get that chance, before the year is out. That's one of my favorite. And I do, Yorkies are good. I had a Chihuahua when I was young.
Oh, did
Chihuahuas, I'm gonna tell you, they got issues. I have to share a story with you offline about one of the. I didn't have it, even though I kept the Chihuahua. My maternal uncle had this Chihuahua named Honey, and she was just very temperamental.
Okay.
But remind me to share the story because you'll crack up.
Okay, very good.
But beagles are my favorite dogs.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, I would definitely want a Yorkie, a Shih Tzu, or just any of those kind of cute little dogs that I could dress up and talk to. I mean, that's just me. The big dogs. I mean, even though I love Zoe and she's wonderful, but she a big dog and she look at me like a big dog, and I'm like, okay, now watch what you're doing. But with a little dog, I can control it better, so it's just better for me. All right. Well, with that being said, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Tuesday evening. It's a rainy Tuesday here in Chicago, but that's okay. We're hanging out tonight. We have a wonderful show for your viewing and listening pleasure tonight. We're in the 23rd day of Women's History Month 2021. And so tonight we have two ladies that we will be talking to in honor of Women's History Month. Our next guest coming up in just a little bit will be talking to us about how to turn your stimulus check into continuous stimulus, how to grow that stimulus check. And then our last guest this evening is a COVID survivor. A year ago, she was on this show just to talk about her experience of coming off the ventilator. Now that we're a year later, she'll be back tonight to just share with us everything that she is going through because there's a lot of people suffering with COVID long haul, and that's where they're suffering long haul effects on COVID. My guest co-host, not my guest co-host, but our co-host, the one and only Miss Kay Renee, has been so many people in and out of Karen's nuggets of knowledge. And Kay Renee, you okay over there? Everything good?
I'm good. I'm good. Now it is dark. Before we started, as I said, it was a nice rainy sunset. Now it is dark.
Yes, it is dark. It is evening time. I just had to reset all the timers in my place. I have certain things that are on Wi-Fi timers, and I don't turn any lights on in my place in the evening. They are all set to come on.
Okay.
And then I have some that are manual timers. And so I had to go and do the daylight savings time. I had to make
Hmm.
sure the apps, anything on the apps, they update automatically. But the
Right.
manual timers, I had to reset all of those. So yes, when I'm done with this show, everything automatically does what it needs to do. So
Excellent.
yes, very good. All right. So as you guys all know, we're a health and wellness show, and each and every night we want to remind you the importance of wearing your mask. The state of I can't say it. The state of Indiana, our sister state, they announced today that they will be easing their mask wearing restrictions. Remember, Indiana had done that before. I almost passed out. I went in a store one Sunday, and an Ellie Mae walked up on me with no mask on, and I woo, woo,
I remember. I
get back, Ellie
remember.
Mae, get back, Ellie. Ellie, get back. Right. So just be very careful with that. The governor did say that if you go into any public buildings or anything like that, that he is requiring you to wear a mask, and that individual business owners will make that decision whether or not they want you to wear a mask in their place or not. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of bars over there that probably won't have masks on in the bars. So we'll see. All right, but here's what we need for you guys to do. We need for you to wear your mask. Tonight, I'm wearing a Black Lives Matter mask. It is important that we celebrate, appreciate, and observe all things that is Black Lives Matter. We stand by all lives mattering. We want to end Asian hate as well, too. But Black Lives Matter for sure. So make sure you wear your mask, cover your nose and your mouth. Make sure it's nice and tight, no gaps. There you go. Very good. Kay Renee, your mask is absolutely beautiful. It is.
Thank you.
We want to remind everyone to please make sure you wash your hands. Soap and water is the best thing that you can do. If you don't have any soap and water, we recommend that you get you some hand sanitizer. On this show, we consider ourselves sexy sanitizers. Look how we put that sanitizer on. Look at that. Tonight, I have spray sanitizer. And what we going to do, come on, Kay Renee, let's show them how we do it. Look, this is how sexy sanitizers do it. You rub nice and slow. Yes, you wink a little bit. Wink, wink. And then you lick your lips a couple of times. Sexy sanitizers. But at least our hands are clean if you don't have soap and water. We also want to remind you to social distance. Social distance is the most important thing that you can do. We believe in doing 6 feet this way, 6 feet this way, and 6 feet that way. You can tell we're former flight attendants, right? Well, at least one of us. One of the two is a former flight attendant, right? See how I got them emergency exits down packed? And if you're not feeling well, the number one thing we recommend that you do is please keep your ass in the house. If you're not feeling well, if you feel like you got a fever, you feel like your neck is hurting, your back is hurting, whatever the case may be, in this day and age, please keep your ass in the house. Ain't nobody gonna miss you. We fully understand. We will. And we'll even send you a plate. We'll send you a plate, right? If we done cooked a little food and you're not feeling well, we'll set a plate on your front steps. But do not take your ass out the house if you're not feeling well, okay? I don't care how
Amen.
much that stimulus check you need to spend. Just order it on, that Amazon people and have them deliver it. All right? Well, that's our safety tip tonight. Just remind yourself to wear your mask. All right. So, Kay Renee, darling, are you okay over there? Anything else we need to talk about? I'm still trying to get over Suzanne Summers and her husband having sex 3 times before noon every day.
Well, at least he doesn't have, that affliction that I was had to deal with.
Yeah, well, okay. So now when that happens, how do you bring that up to a man? Like, is that a conversation? Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to have that on the show one night. Okay, let's not don't even answer. Okay. I promise you we'll have a whole night to talk about when things don't work on people. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. Well, our next guest this evening is going to teach us how to make our money work for us. For many of you, you've received your stimulus check, and I was out at a restaurant this past Sunday, and I noticed that folks was in there where the money resides. Where the money resides, baby. They was in that restaurant eating like they was at Red Lobster. And this was a high-end restaurant I was at. I was like, honey, they don't keep bringing unlimited cheddar biscuits now. They don't. Honey, you paying for all them biscuits they bringing out here, but that's okay. People have gotten their stimulus money, and we cannot hate on them. Our guest tonight is a woman who's going to teach us what we need to know. Not only is she a author, She's a business executive. She's worked with some of the top celebrities. Kay Renee, you did your research on her. What all did you find out about our amazing guest?
I mean, not only, as you said, she's a financial diva, she is a CFO of an entertainment company. I mean, she's worked with Les Brown, Kim Kimball, Russell Simmons. I mean, she partners with the company. Sunny Girl is owned by none other than MC Light.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't
Isn't
that
that
amazing?
something? So
Mhm.
she is definitely the person that we want to talk to find out how we can not only, maintain the stimulus payment, but as you said earlier, continue the stimulus going forward.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome celebrity, CFO, and corporate strategist and author, the amazing Miss Ingrid LaVon. Give it up for you guys. Yay!
Hey, where the money resides. Where the money resides.
Yes, yes, baby. That's how it works. Good evening. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you for the introduction. I was like, who is that chick? They talk
Yes, baby, you that
That's
chick.
you.
You that chick. Who you
That's
think
you're
that
a
chick
financial
is you.
you're a
I love
financial
it.
diva, Ingrid, because the diva is an acronym, just so you know. It stands for
Okay.
dedicated, intelligent, vivacious, and accomplished. So aren't you
Oh,
that?
thank you.
Aren't you that? Okay.
I received that and I love it. So oftentimes you don't hear people say diva and finance in the same sentence because typically I'm the person that they're running away from, not running
Right.
to. So
Right.
I love it when you put it in those terms. Thank you.
You're
Ingrid,
welcome.
it's so good to have you here with us. First of all, happy Women's History Month. Each and every night this month on the show, we've been honoring different women who I feel have a message to share with the world. We're all about how do we uplift people? How do we make a difference? And when I got the information about, you saying take that stimulus check and turn it into stimulus for yourself, I had to clutch my pearls because I was like, wait a minute. I need to understand this. And so please introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, but then let's talk about how we can make some money off of this stimulus check.
Well, I know that's right. And you know what? It is time for us to definitely not be waiting for the stimulus, but to be creating our own stimulus. I need to stimulate my own economy. So that's what I have been telling folks. But I think you mentioned the more entertainment part of what I do, but I've been in finance for over 20 years. And what people don't know and they can't read about me is the fact that I am probably the youngest bookie that you'll ever meet. At
Wow.
a very young age of 6, I was running numbers and counting chicken dinners for Big Mama because Big Mama was a foster mother. She was a babysitter. Big Mama sold chicken dinners to the post office behind the house at lunchtime. And instead of me being outside playing with the kids, I was in there trying to see how much money Big Mama was making.
I heard that.
Wow.
And so she saw me counting the chicken dinners, and it was the same dinner. It was the same lunch. It was lunch she showed, and it was like $5.50 for a plate. And you had fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, dressing, green beans, and cranberry sauce. I remember it because she would make all the food and she would pack them up, and then 2 people from the post office would come every day around 11:30 and get the dinners and the lunches, and that's what the post office workers would eat at lunchtime. So she caught me and she thought I was playing in the food because Big Mama don't play around her food.
Right, right.
Gal, what are you doing over there at those plates? And I said, I'm counting the plates to see how much money you gonna make. And she said, show you're right.
Right.
Because we're from Louisiana, so everything that we say is always, it's a little Creole with a little Louisiana mixed in. And she said, Chad, show you're right. And so she said, how much is Big Mama gonna make today? And so I started adding up and I multiplied it by $5.50, and I was a few cents off. And she said, baby, I think you need to do this every day. So then I started telling her how much money she was gonna make every day. And then she ran numbers. And I don't know, I guess I'm dating myself, but I remember when you had to look at the scratch sheet. Remember the scratch sheet?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
You would bet boxing straight from the scratch sheet, and then you would take the numbers to the bookie because that was the only way you could bet. In our neighborhood, you had to go to the bookie. Mm-hmm. And so I had a note, and she would send me to the bookie with the money in the note. The bookie would take the money from me. Now I'm the bookie, right? Now the bookie talking to the other bookie. Right. And bet the numbers, and I would come back home, and me, her, and my great uncle, because this is my great aunt, my big mama, we would watch the races, and then I would write down the numbers of the horses who won, and then we would figure out who got paid and who didn't. And that is my introduction to numbers.
Wow. Oh my God. Like many of us growing up came from those type of environments, saw things that maybe we shouldn't have, but at a young age, we learned how to do things, huh?
If she did what she did now, I'd probably be a ward of the state, because I for sure know DCFS would not have been happy with me running numbers. They would not have been happy with that.
Right. No. But I mean, that's all a part of who we are, how we've had to survive. You know, you're younger than myself. You know, I won't speak on Kay Renee's age. And it's just like, my goodness, you know, that's interesting. Because again, I remember some things like, listen, I don't know if I should have been touching liquor and I wasn't 21. All of that kind of stuff. Right. Yes.
And so I went off to college, and I was the neighborhood college kid. So I was the one that was getting $25 in an envelope from the church, and $25 in an envelope from the community, and $30 in an envelope from my mother. And I worked on campus. I'm a Grambling State University grad. And so I tell people, when I graduated, me and the entire community graduated. Mm-hmm. And went off to work in corporate, worked with GE and Xerox for almost 20 years, and became a corporate controller there and managed the West Coast operations. And I think that was about $1 billion in revenue. Ooh. And so my numbers started with Big Mama and ended up with the corporations. And that's kind of my story. And about 5 years ago, I was actually sitting in Los Angeles, and Lynn Richardson found me on LinkedIn and said, I want to talk to you about helping us with some profit strategies for Sunny Girl. And I didn't know what Sunny Girl was. You know, I'm a corporate person. I don't have any business in LA and Hollywood. That's not my thing. It wasn't my environment or my industry. And so I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, whose company is it? And she said, MC Light. So of course I must have fell out my seat trying to keep my composure. But I'm like, wait a minute, little black girl, counting chicken dinners at Big Mama's house, went to corporate America. Now you want me to come to LA? And 6 years later, it's been 6 years since I have been doing numbers for celebrities and profit strategies, and making sure that they have, you know, access to funding just as much as a small business and an entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, guess what? If they don't sing, act, work, you know, dance, they also need a stimulus.
Right.
And so my message to them is the same message that I tell my clients. When you get the stimulus, well, now, of course, they probably won't get the stimulus, but you must stimulate your own economy. And it doesn't necessarily mean just financially. It means strategically. It means spiritually. It means emotionally, making sure that your mind is right so your money can get right. Because if your mind is messed up and your money is right, you still don't know how to act, right?
Right. That's right.
So,
that's right.
You do foolish things. You do foolish things with money when you have a lot of money, but your mind is not right. And so I talk a lot about, in a full service strategy for businesses and celebrities, where are you from a spiritual and mental perspective? And can you handle the level of success and abundance that you either want or have? So because people are walking around, I want to be a millionaire, but can you be trusted with $1 million?
Right.
And so when I ask them that question, of course, they probably ready to fire me.
No, but it's a valid question. It's a valid point. I know people that have won $500,000, $250,000. I know people that have won some major money, and right now they have nothing to show for it.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And so my sweet spot now, I'm super excited about. I went from major corporations and helping them make millions to now. My passion is truly businesses with less than 20 employees, entrepreneurs, gig workers, freelancers. Because guess what? That's what Big Mama was, a gig worker. And so now I'm helping the big mamas of the businesses and really helping them understand, one, how they can get access to funding, but also personally how to maximize a stimulus. So when I look at the stimulus, I think of it as an opportunity. Most people think of it as money in the hand, but I think of it as an opportunity and it's two-sided. The first side is, we all know that the money is not free, right? We know that eventually somebody's, you and I, are going to pay for it somewhere, whether it's in taxes, property taxes, income taxes, sales taxes. We know that they're just not printing an unlimited amount of money. So the expectation with the stimulus is to stimulate the economy, but the real expectation is for you to spend more than you actually receive. Because most of us in our minds say, oh, I'm going to get $1,400 in stimulus, but we've already looked at the $2,000 purse. And so we're going to add money onto the money, and then we get the purse and we still broke and we don't have any money to put in the purse because we used the stimulus on something we shouldn't have bought anyway.
That's right.
And so what I say is, first, pay yourself.
Okay.
Pay yourself. Look, take 10 off the top. I just try to keep it real simple. The corporate girl says, take 10 off the top. Take 10% off the top. I know $140 doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you, people are starting businesses with less than that. It's called seed money. And then you water that seed and it grows. You can start a website for under $100. You can go get a logo on Fiverr for $5. You literally could start a whole business for less than $140. So those of you guys that are listening that may be getting $1,400, or even if you got a kid, now you're getting $2,800. Now we're talking big dollars. There's people out there with $5,000, $6,000 that they've never had before. And in one fall swoop. So I say, pay yourself, minimum 10%. Put it to the side, put it somewhere where you won't touch it. That's the first thing. Pay yourself. Because what you don't want to do is be in the same financial situation that you were in before you got the stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you don't want to do. And most people, quite honestly, I listened to you when you said the folks that were in the restaurant acting like they were in Red Lobster. Let me tell you, folks are at restaurants that they know they couldn't afford before they got their stimulus check. And everybody know those are the stimulus people.
Baby, Sunday was my first public brunch experience, and the person who I was dining with, of course, wanted to go to somewhere upscale. And when we got in there, and by the time we were wrapping up and, people were starting to come in, and I said, oh, Lord, I said, now I wonder if they check this menu out before and I wasn't trying to judge anybody.
No judgment.
But you knew, because here's the deal. If lunch between the two of us came up to over $100, and this was like a party of 6, I said, oh my God, do you all know what you're getting ready to spin up in here?
But do you understand how many people were over 100 million checks went out for the second stimulus? They are estimating, 100 million checks. They are estimated 158 million people will receive $1,400 or more in the next 2 weeks. 158 million people will receive money that they wouldn't have necessarily had. So pay yourself. Be better than you were before. That's the first thing.
Beautiful.
The second is invest in yourself. Now, let me say this. We all have expectations, right? We have expectations of, reparations. I see that Evanston is the first city to agree to have, pay reparations to the Black residents. I think that that's wonderful. I'm not look, give me some reparations. Just give me the land. Let me mind my business.
Amen. Yep.
Give me the land. But here's the thing. If we are not invested in ourselves, we really can't hold other people accountable for doing it for us. I would prefer to invest in myself and have someone meet me in the middle than to wait for them to meet me all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me in the middle. Don't meet me all the way. So invest in yourself. Consider taking a class. Flip that money. You buy property, you flip that house, or you flip that condo, flip the stimulus. Take it and make money off of it. And it doesn't mean stocks and bonds, because I do understand that it's a small amount of money. But what you can do is take a class. Those of us that doing stuff for free, heck, start charging people.
I agree.
Charging for those services, and take a class and learn something new, because honestly, the world is different now. This pandemic has shifted the way companies hire. It's shifted the way consumers are buying. It's shifted the way we operate. It's shifted the way we think, what we appreciate, the things that we're now prioritizing. And so if you have extra money, identify what those trends are and try to hop on one of those trends and leverage the newness of the world versus the way that it used to be. So you must definitely invest in yourself.
Wow. All right. Very good. I love it. What's your third point?
My third point, look, let me tell you, save yourself. I am not going to wait for anybody to save me. I can't. If you wait for somebody to save you, you're going to drown. You're going to lose. You're going to be broke. You're going to not have the things you need. You're going to, what they say, you're going to still be haters, because some people are really leveraging this opportunity to make a come up. There are more people that made more money during the pandemic than not, right? So there are going to be some millionaires that come out of this pandemic that people were not expecting. And so do you want to be a millionaire, or do you want to be a witness to one?
Ooh, ooh.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a witness to someone's success. I would like to join them in that success. And so when you save yourself, you're not waiting for the government to give you the $1,400 unless you're going to flip it. Use your talents and skills to do something. Heck, we all have kids. Look, let me tell you, you know what my son is doing right now? My son picked up DJing. I don't know. I mean, maybe because I'm in the entertainment world now, he's around that a lot more. But he started DJ classes, I don't know, sessions maybe a few months ago. I'm about to get him a gig. That little 10-year-old's about to be DJing for you, Chat Daddy. Like, I need.
Did you say he's 10 years old?
He's 10, and he's
10
just.
years old.
Oh my goodness!
He's 10, and he's in the basement DJing, mixing up all types of stuff. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
So we have to put these things to work as well.
Well, you know what? I'm with you. Who knew? But I have been emceeing memorial services for people and emceeing funerals, people that pass away, that they want somebody, fun and keep the audience moving and things. And I said, who knew I could sit in my house, dress up from the waist up, and just MC something for somebody. And it's amazing. You are right. And 10 years old, and he's DJing now.
All of us have found something that we enjoyed doing, that we actually had time to do during this pandemic. And most of those things that we figured out we love to do can be monetized. I don't think that God gives us gifts just for us to enjoy them for ourselves. I believe that he gives us the gifts in order to give other people. And by that way, that's where the whole riches and glory happens, because he's going to give you the gift, and then he's going to give you the riches through the gift. And what happens is, the reason why many of us are still stuck is because we haven't figured out how to monetize or leverage that gift into the riches. And so I have been spending a great deal of time with entrepreneurs and all of those guys, helping them get access to the PPP, which is the Payment Protection Program, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which is the EIDL. I'm telling you, there's money on these streets. The financial streets are bumping. And if you have a business or started one before January of 2020, there is funding for you not only to keep going, but to start new things, because that's what this pandemic really is all about. It is really to allow us to course correct and start something new. And so to your point, we have you doing, memorial services. We have people doing virtual photo shoots. We have people like me doing virtual small business strategy sessions that I never did before. I was doing more group sessions than smaller sessions. People have truly taken this opportunity to be reborn through the gift of time and downtime. But the stimulus, I believe, is the last step. The stimulus is the test. And I just asked the group that I was just on, I do a call every Tuesday night. It's called Make More Money. And I give tips on how people can make more money in their business with little or nothing. And I asked them, I said, what if you knew the stimulus was your test on whether you were going to get more or less in your future? What would you do? What would you do differently with that check? Would you do what you planned on doing, or would you do something different? I said, so I want everybody to think of the stimulus as a blessing. Many people have to pay their bills with it. I get that. We should pay our bills, right? We can't go to the graveyard with a profitable business. But I do believe there are some of us that can do better with it. You want to save some, you want to invest in yourself, you want to save yourself, and you want to start a business so that you can get access, because at the end of the day, the tax codes and the world is not built for individuals. Those of us that have W-2s, I have a W-2 and a 1099. Look, I learned from Big Mama. You have to have multiple streams of income. But if you only have a W-2, you're in the highest tax bracket. You're in 30% tax bracket versus someone that has a W-2 and a 1099 or a Schedule C. They're probably in a 15% tax bracket. The tax codes are set up for businesses, not for individuals. So when I talk about the stimulus, stimulate your own economy, take that money, start a business, and then get your money back. And you can do that to be sure you have the right things set up in your business to get access to more funding. More money, more money, more money.
Woo, baby, where the money resides, where the money resides.
Yes.
Ingrid, you are absolutely phenomenal. Not many guests do I say this, but I will be contacting you because I really would love to see what you can do. I'm really impressed. Lynn Richardson is an amazing woman. I've met her many times and know her in life as well. Yes, both just great women. Okay, Renee, I see your mind racing over there, dear. Ingrid,
Ingrid
is our fairy
you have for me? Because I see her looking. Yes. Hey, Renee, what questions do you have about your business? Because I can see it. I see it.
I guess I can't play poker because I don't have that poker face, right? First, Ingrid, the reason why I was looking as pensive as I was, because see, when people speak truth, that's the expression that I exemplify, and I know for a fact that you're speaking truth because it's all about mindset. Once you can change that mindset, you can't have access to money if your mind is not right.
That's right.
And I too, I've always wanted to. I mean, I've always been an entrepreneur, so I have a lot of things in my mind right now. So I don't want to ask the question now, but all I'm going to say is this. Thank you for speaking your truth. And definitely on point. So when I get my stimulus, I know how to respond once I get it. It won't be a $2,000 purse. I can tell you that. It won't.
No, but you know what? Let me just add this one last point. And I did tell them this because we have on average maybe 200 to 300 people every week. I've actually been doing Make More Money meetups for next week. We're celebrating 52 weeks.
Wow.
When the PPP started this time last year, Dr. Lynn and I partnered together and we said, how are we going to educate the people real time? And I said, I will give of myself every Tuesday night at 6:00 Central Standard Time for 30 minutes to galvanize people, businesses of color, Black businesses. And mostly I would say 99% of the participants every Tuesday night are African-American. And so next Tuesday, we're celebrating our 52nd week. We would have been doing that for a year. But what I told them is, outside of everything, I am very sensitive to the fact that we are all tired. We are all exhausted. We have all been through it and through things that we never thought we'd be going through. I have a 10-year-old, so I know how it is for parents to be e-learning and working and cooking and cussing. And I mean, I did it all. And so I did tell them that it is okay to take a little bit of that money and do a little self-care. I believe in self-care. I believe that if it's your hair, your nails, your toes, a nice dinner, a lunch, a spa, if that's what's going to help you get your mind right so that you can get your money right, then I absolutely support that. And I want you to be able to do that. So, okay, Renee, if you want to go out and take care of yourself, you have permission as long as you save some money on the top for other things.
Yes. Don't you love her? Don't you just love her? I do. Ingrid is amazing. Ingrid, I have the website up here. So how can people connect, find you, all that great stuff?
They can find me right there. You have it up at profitnowcfo.com. We all the information is there. People that are looking for a virtual CFO with 20 businesses, or I'm sorry, 20 employees or less. We provide fractional CFO services. So that's account reconciliation. We do strategy sessions. I love those because I get all the looks that Renee was giving me. That's how most of my clients look at me every month. They're like, you said what? And so it's because when I'm on the outside looking inside to their business, I see things that they don't see. I tell people, when I hear people talking, I don't hear words, I hear numbers. And so when you're speaking, I'm monetizing your words, and people don't, not everybody has that gift. And so that's why I love doing the strategy sessions. People can do that. Or if you just want to have a complimentary session and see if you would like to work with me on an express strategy, I do those too. But you can definitely go to profitnowcfo.com. And I would love to hang out with you for a bit.
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna do this.
Look, we're gonna do this. Look, out of all the guests I've had on this show, you have really made a point in my mind that you are who I need to connect with. And I love every guest I've ever had, but I think you would give me the best direction right now more than anybody. So I will be in touch. I promise you that. I really will. Okay, Renee, what do you want to say to our guests in closing?
Truly a financial diva. And Big Mama, if she's still with you, she has to be extremely proud of you. Continued success, blessings, and I hope you mentioned that you are an author. I hope that my first spiritual mom, our first spiritual mom, is your life may be the only book that someone else reads.
That's
Continue to being the best that you can, Ingrid, because you're continuously helping others, and so I'm just looking forward to seeing what's next for you. And I probably will be reaching out because I guess my facial expression kind of said some things, and I have a lot of things in my mind right now that I need to kind of.
Well, I can't wait to help you guys untangle your thoughts so that they can turn into money.
Oh boy, Ingrid LaVon, we just love and appreciate you. Continued success. Please let Lynn know I said hello. MC Light, you did an outstanding job. Whenever you need this platform, we would love to have you back. And look, I want you to teach me where the money resides, honey. I need to know where that money resides. Yeah.
Because I know you all got some business and some Schedule C's that you're missing out on that money. So we got to figure out where the money resides.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. And look, tell Big Mama I need a plate. If she's still making them plates, I need a plate. And I don't even pay more than $5 for that plate.
She's 94 and she retired from the plate. She's 94.
Wow.
She's 94 and she retired from the place. Oh, and shout out to Brown Farmer. Deb is awesome. We love Deb, right? So thank you, Deb. We love you.
We do.
Thank you, guys.
I'll have Deb connect us. I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you guys too. Bye.
All right, have a great night. Ingrid LaVon, you guys, turn that stimulus check into stimulus, continuous stimulus. Yes. That was amazing, darling. Wasn't she great? That was so good. Really, what I needed to hear. That's what we need to hear. How can we turn this around? So many of us don't know what to do with our business. We don't know how to find that money. Right now, social media has 1 million ads. They can help you get money. And how do you know who you're sending your info to?
Yep. I'm just, as I said, my facial expression should say it, Art. I'm just, thank you for bringing Miss Ingrid to talk to your audience because it's definitely needed. So thank you.
Very good. All right. Well, with that being said, we'd like to welcome you guys to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and boy, it's a beautiful evening. It's a rainy evening here in the Chicagoland area, but the weather is perfect. I feel like it's a cleansing for our city. We've been going through so much in the last year, and spring is here. We're hoping for warmer weather. We're hoping to get out and do more things. We want to remind everyone that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. So we want to encourage you guys to please wear your mask every chance you get. We ask that you please, here, I got my other mask. Look at there. Very good. In Asian hate. In Asian hate. We
Yes.
want to remind you guys to please wash your hands. If you have soap and water, that's the number one thing you can do. If you don't have soap and water, we use sanitizer. On this show, we call ourselves the sexy sanitizers. Look how we do this. Right. Nice and slow. Look, 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 look. Right. Look. Oh, boy. Look. And then wink your eye. Lick your lip. Yeah. Somebody being turned on. Look, I see our next guest, honey. She all turned on. I think she touched herself. Yes, honey. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Once you wash your hands and sanitize your hands, make sure they're nice and dry, and then make sure you social distance 6 feet this way, 6 feet that way, 6 feet that way. And yes, that's right. Former flight attendant, 6 feet this way, 6 feet that way, 6 feet that way. And if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Keep your ass in the house. Bottom line, if you ain't feeling good, keep your ass in the house. Ain't nobody gonna miss you. Ain't nobody. Look, people would be more concerned and worried that you didn't stay your ass in the house than if you actually showed up. Get it? People will do that. All right. So our amazing co-host tonight is the one and only Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, the queen of all things of knowledge. How you doing tonight? You doing okay?
I'm good. It's rare that I'm speechless, Art, and Miss
Oh.
Ingrid left me speechless. So.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right. Well, wonderful. Glad to hear that. That's what this show is about, informing people. Well, coming up on tomorrow night's show, our brother, Mr. Kevin Ross, is sitting in the co-host seat tomorrow night. We're going to talk about quite a few different things that have been going on in the news. Kevin is always a powder keg of talk and conversation. And then, as you guys all know, we're in the midst of restaurant week. So tomorrow night, we're going to talk about the history of the barmaid and the female bartender. Believe it or not, women became the prominent barkeeps at a certain time in history. And so we're going to pay homage to female bartenders and barmaids, because everybody has their favorite barmaid. I don't care who you are, wherever you drink. Bartenders are nice, don't get me wrong, but something about a barmaid or a female bartender is different, because I think women, they nurture, so we'll talk to them tomorrow night, and we'll have some cocktails made on the show. How about that? All right. Very good. So make sure you guys tune into the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's free. It's easy. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. That way you'll know when the show is on, and you'll get reminders, and you can always go back and watch encore performances of the show at any particular time. Okay? Okay. All right, very good. So our next guest this evening is a young lady. We've had her on the show before. Last year, she went through a lot, you guys. She contracted COVID, was in the hospital, just not good at some points. God saw fit to allow her to survive, come off of all of the turmoil she had been under with COVID, and she was here with us last year to talk about that experience. Well, now she's celebrating a year out of COVID, and it's so ironic that today on the news, it has been reported that people are experiencing brain fog, blurred vision, loss of taste. 85% of long haulers who have been diagnosed with COVID, they have something going on in their neurological system. That's a tongue twister. And this was a study done by Northwestern. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, our good friend, writer, comedian, mom, all around great woman, Miss Marcy Deloney. Yay! Hi, darling.
Hello. Hey, Art. Hi. How are you?
Hi, Miss Marcy.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm coming along. I am. I'm coming along pretty good.
Good.
It's been a year. Right now, this time last year, I was actually on that ventilator. Saturday made the first day, last year that I was on the ventilator. Yeah.
Wow, Marcy, I'm just so glad to see you. You look well. That smile is magnetic as always. And you're right. Last year, you were on a ventilator. You ended up coming on the show to talk to us. I think it was maybe in June, by the time you had regained some of your composure to,
Some
you
of
know,
it,
talk,
yeah.
things like that. Right. Marcy, what have you, first of all, how did you know you had COVID? What were some of the signs and symptoms?
Well, I have asthma. So the problem was that it felt like the worst asthma attack. Now, my asthma was controlled. I used my inhaler as needed, but just never used it. I never had to. But this particular time, it was just like an asthma attack, just not being able to breathe, kept using that inhaler. I just said, oh, it's another asthma attack, because you should know your body by now. I was diagnosed with asthma in 97.
Wow.
So
Okay.
went to the doctor, just an asthma attack, the weather's kind of crazy. So they gave me the usual prednisone and a rescue inhaler and something for a cough. Well, usually after maybe like four days, I'm back to normal. But this time, it seemed like it was getting worse. So I went back to urgent care and I said, this is the worst asthma attack I've ever experienced. It won't go away. The coughing won't stop. Then after that, I went to the emergency room over at Franciscan, and they did the same thing. Rescue inhaler, prednisone, and coffee, instead of the syrup. I took it, felt all right for a couple of days, but I was very, very tired. Like really,
Okay.
really tired.
Okay.
And, so there was no way for me to know until the odd thing was I stopped being able to move. Like I couldn't put my clothes on, that stuff like that was happening. And for whatever reason, I kept going to sleep. I just kept going to sleep. And finally, my family, my cousin said, hey, you need to go to the hospital. And this time I went by ambulance.
Wow.
And I was at home by myself because I live by myself.
Okay.
And so my daughter said that she's going to have my other daughter come. That's the young one. And I swear to you guys, she took her sweet time. Like maybe it was, or it seemed as if she took her sweet time.
Right.
But I remember being really sick to the point where all I could do, I couldn't move my body. I was kind of paralyzed in a way.
Wow. Marcy, once you got to the hospital, found out it was COVID, how did you end up on the ventilator? Just in your story, I've heard it so many times before, but just people wonder, I guess your situation continually progressed for the worse.
Well, yeah, because see, this time I had just been there the day before, and they let me out at 2 a.m. I go home, but then I end up right back there like 12 hours later. And so I heard them say, I was so sick, and I heard them say, after hours and hours and hours of leaving me back there, because the hospital was like a madhouse, we're going to go ahead and keep her. So that was on the 18th of March.
Wow.
The 20th, they came and they got me and they wheeled me, put me in a wheelchair and took me to ICU. And the doctor was sitting there and he was like, well, we're going, this is what happened. He said, you have contracted the COVID-19 virus. Now, mind you, nobody's really talking about it.
Right.
Only memes and, the corona. And,
right.
And so I was like, okay. And, I had to ask, I said, well, am I going to die? I don't know why. That was the only question I had because I didn't know enough about it.
Sure, right.
And he was like, more than likely, you may pass.
Wow.
He said, more than likely, he said, I'm not going to BS you. He said, you're very sick. And at this point, pneumonia had filled both lungs. Because I do know that I coughed the entire time.
Oh my.
And so he was like, you may, more than likely you're going to pass. He said, do you have any family? What do you do with that kind of information? I had 3 minutes to say goodbye. I was only able to get one child, the one that got some sense. I called her. They called her and they told her, what was happening to me. But they were a little bit, less blunt. They just told her they were going to do everything they could for me because I was young and that would help.
Right.
And she was like, Mommy, I love you. I was like, I love you too. And I was thinking, I lost my mom at the same age that, when I was 29 at the time when my mom died.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. And I just kept thinking to myself, so this is how my life is going to end, from contracting the COVID-19. Then they said, well, they explained the ventilator to me and they put me in this room and they told me that they were going to sedate me. At this point, I started coughing up blood because it was so painful. And then the nurse said, he said, you know what? He said, let me just put you, let's start, putting you under now. I'm going to sedate you. And it's like the last thing I looked at was a prayer. My phone had 8% battery. And, my in-laws, my father-in-law, my daddy, he died. But they came in after I did. So I was on that. They put me down. And that's the last thing I saw was a warfare prayer for me
Wow.
from Mom. That's it. That's all I saw.
Wow. Marcy, you're a hero to me. Just when the story was told to me, prior to me even meeting you, and just to know what you've been through and survived. K Renee, I can see now you in shock yet again. Do you have a question for Marcy before we actually continue on to talk about what she's going through now? K Renee, anything you want to say?
I'm so grateful to God that you're still here. That obviously you're here for a reason. I don't want to get emotional, Marcy, but I'm just really glad that you're here and glad that the love that you have that your family has for you. That you are a fighter. You are a true shero. So um, I have nothing else to say right now.
Marcy, I want to talk about here we are a year later. Here we are. They just said today, it's ironic, baby, how I booked these shows. You and I talked about you coming on this show 2 weeks ago. And then Northwestern would release a study today that's talking about people and the long-term effects of COVID. Where are you now, sweetheart? What is going on? I know you tell me from you're having memory issues. What's going on now that people need to know about?
Well, you remember that I had to, when I came home, I was on oxygen. So they were like, I was gonna have to take, oxygen, but I wasn't on there as long, but I was on there long enough. On August 20th, I started to feel really sick. And I was too scared to go to the hospital because I didn't want them to keep me. So I kept trying to self-diagnose, trying to figure out what was going on. But my left arm started hurting really bad. And so I called the doctor, and eventually one of my best friends said, just go to the hospital. Well, when I got there, my blood pressure was 191 over 111.
Woo.
And they said that I was about to have a stroke.
Oh my God.
Had I not gone in to the hospital. So that's when I found out that because of COVID, I ended up with high blood pressure.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, all right, and she was like, you're gonna have a stroke, so you're gonna have to take this medication. So I started on the medication. Then a lot of other stuff happened. Then I ended up losing my job because I had caught COVID. And I was really in a bad way. Then this in January, I was starting to feel better. I learned how to walk again, Art, on my own.
Yeah.
I learned to walk. And then January, I got a phone call because I had went to the doctor and they had been trying to reach me. And they said my A1C was over 10. I don't know, I think it was like 12 or something. And they said that I had contracted diabetes like that. So I said, oh my God. And I just cried. And that was as a result, because I never had high blood pressure. I never had diabetes. I never had any type of ailment, just the asthma. That's all I had. So that meant that everything had to change. So I've been doing real well. My numbers have been really good. So my goal, because they wanted me on insulin and the pills, like right away. She said she wanted me to take both. She said because it was too high, it was not controllable. And I begged. I said, please, that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to start shooting myself up with insulin. Is there anything else I can do? And she said, yeah. So now I'm on a very, very high dosage of medicine, of the pills for the diabetes.
Wow.
I was not, what am I going to do, but thankfully I have family, and a lot of people that love me, and they were like, calling me and, just encouraging me to just, do what I had to do.
Wow. Let me ask you this, Marcy. How's your mental? How is the whole? Because again, this has got to be a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying? To know again, saying goodbye to loved ones, and yet you're still standing. To know that now you've obtained other health issues. How's your mental state of being through all of this?
Okay, well, it's the hard part because I have been really sad. And I don't know if anybody understands what it's like to be sad on the inside and you don't know what's happening, But I think one of my biggest triggers was when Erica passed. Now, I never knew her personally. I didn't know her personally.
Let me let everybody know that is not familiar. Our good friend Erica Watson, a Chicago actress and comedian, recently died in Jamaica. We did a show as a tribute to her. She and Marcy are in the same line of work, actress, writer, things like that. Marcy did not know Erica Watson, but Erica's story really has thrown a lot of people for a loop, and it has really made a difference. Go ahead, Marcy, and finish your story.
So I was at a friend's house. We were watching TV. And so I was looking, my Facebook up on my phone, and then I saw where she had passed. But since she wasn't my friend, I just clicked on her name. And then when I saw it, she was doing a video. In this video, she was begging for her prayer. She was like, if she didn't have her oxygen up within 2 hours, I guess they told her they were going to put her on a ventilator. They were going to intubate her. And that was it for me. That was it. And I just kept saying, I watched that video of her begging for her life and for prayers. And then I was like, well, I didn't get that opportunity. And I started wondering, excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right, baby. You are a hero to us. You're informing people about what this is really about. As much as people want to joke and play with this is nothing to play with, you know?
Amen.
Right.
So I was like, well, why did I survive like I did? You know, because that somebody is sitting there. And then I looked at the time, and the time was like 19 hours, and she was gone at that point. And I asked my friend, I said, what is happening to me? Because I knew that I had been feeling some kind of way, you know, because it's like I'm not really doing anything right now. You know, I'm just joining the gym and getting my stamina back. But I just felt lousy. Like, why am I still here? Because I'm not really doing anything. And so my friends from church, some of the evangelists, they called. And I had been feeling so bad. And they were like, Mercy, we're really concerned about you. What's going on? And I just told them, and they were like, well, because they're both mental health counselors. But I guess to keep it unbiased, they had recommended me a place. So I had my interview last week, and they were like, it's kind of like a PTSD thing. Like, you don't understand how sick you were and everything that you came through. But for me, I don't know. I just didn't understand. You know, it was something about seeing her, you know, begging for people to pray for her. And, you know, I wake up, even though I couldn't breathe on my own, I couldn't walk, I was still alive. And when I saw that, I just was like, it's unbelievable. You know, so I started therapy this week. But, you know, people say it's nothing to be ashamed of, you know, but I just need to understand, because I don't feel like I was a strong person. I don't feel like that. I just feel like I'm just existing, but I'm trying.
Marcy,
It's a lot.
let me say this to you, my friend. I really appreciate you. You are just one of the most beautiful people ever. It takes a lot of courage to share your testimony like you have this evening. And God has a purpose for you. God has a plan for you. We are all crushed that Erica Watson left this earth. I have been knowing her a long time. One of the reasons why I wanted to get the vaccine shot was I'm losing so many friends and people that at least I want to be able to go to a funeral and say goodbye, or at least be there or do whatever I can. So I get that. You do have PTSD, my dear. Many of us have PTSD. And the thing is that take your time, breathe. Don't let this world worry you. Don't let honey get in line just like everybody else. Get a brick of cheese, a loaf of bread, and kick rocks like everybody else. You survived something that millions have died from. And still we're fighting it to this very day. So we're going to take your testimony and turn it into a platform for you. And that's a part of what I want to do. I want to give you a seat to my seminar April 3rd, and we're going to take your testimony and turn it into a platform. That's my gift to you for surviving, because I could not imagine having to pick a child to call and say goodbye to. I couldn't imagine a doctor. I've had a doctor say to me, you may not make it. I've had a doctor tell me I was going to lose all of my hair, and look at my hair now. So I get that. And so God saw bigger for you, much bigger. And I'm going to help you to get to your bigger by helping you package your testimony. And you're going to speak this testimony on major platforms. You are.
I appreciate it. And I think one of the things that bothers me is when people say that it's not real, you know, that it's just the flu or, you know, and I'm like, how could you say that? I even had a friend to say to me, well, it's not like you were gravely ill. And Art, do you know on the 25th will mark the anniversary when they called the children and told them that I wasn't going to survive that night? They told them that that was it for me, that I wouldn't make it through the night. So that alone is just a lot to deal with, even though I'm still here. It still kind of haunts me a little bit, you know, but I'm hoping that I'll get better, you know, my way of thinking. So the kids and I were gonna, you know, go out this week and just be together.
Honey, y'all need to go to Red Lobster and eat all the cheddar biscuits you want. You understand me? Right. They look, they need to bring you just basket after basket of cheddar biscuits.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
oh my God. It's sad. And here's the other piece of this. People are in need of mental health right now. They're in need of it. And really, the mental health that's being offered to people, if you don't have big money, it's not great. I mean, it is, but it's not what some people need, because people need that help of what do I do next? Where do I turn? I know that myself. I really do. Kay Renee, yet again, you're just speechless, my friend. Anything else you want to say to our beloved Marcy? Marcy, people are sending you so many words of encouragement
Oh,
on here.
wow. Thank you.
Yeah, people are sending just tons of words of encouragement. I thank you guys for this. Kay Renee, what do you want to say?
Marcy, as Art had said, you know, take your time, take those baby steps. Um, if you gotta cry, you cry, because that's what God gives us, tear ducts. Um, but I want you to know, if you ever need to talk, you can always DM me. I can't begin to know what you have gone through. But as you know, I always say, there's no test, no testimony. You have a powerful, compelling testimony, and someone is going to benefit from your testimony. But just know that all of us, we are showering you with love. We are showering you with peace. We are showering you with comfort, and we're showering you with courage, because you have definite courage to endure what you have endured. So know that you are not alone, Miss Marcy, at all. And I'm just giving
I
you a hug
appreciate
right
that.
now.
I appreciate that very much. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been a, you know, it's just one thing after another. It seems that way, you know, and still having, you know, some pains and aches, you know, but I'm trying my best to, you know, to get through it. You know, it's
Mhm.
just, it's a lot. It is, you know, it's like sometimes I just want to wake up and just feel good,
Yeah.
you know, just want to
Mhm.
wake up without any aches, you know, without
Mhm.
any aches and pains like that, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
one thing that has helped me with is it's helping me to learn my body. You know,
Yes.
when I feel a certain way, I went to the doctor and I said I was having problems in my kidney area. So, you know, you have a kidney infection. And this is the second one that I've had. And my daughter said they were talking about dialysis while I was still on the ventilator, but that seemed to, you know, be a little okay, you know, but I still have aches, you know, there and stuff. You know,
Mhm.
I'm trying.
Because they're now saying that people who have compromised immune systems, that the vaccine now could be causing some issues and problems. And so we live in a world now where we don't know from one day to the next. Marcy, now because you've had COVID, have you built up enough antibodies, or will you still be getting the COVID shot, the vaccine shot as well too, or what have you had? I mean, you know, if you don't want to share publicly, I
Well,
understand, but what are your thoughts?
well, it seems like one of those conversations, like kind of like religion and politics, like nobody wants to talk about it. But the doctor told me that she felt like I should take it. She said because, you know, you could get it again. I really don't like scare tactics like that, but I was a little nervous because I had been reading the media and I saw someone who passed immediately after getting it. So I said, I'm not doing it. But I felt like it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I have an appointment tomorrow for the first dosage, but I'm just going to do it because I want to feel better and I want people to feel better being around me. You wouldn't believe how people have been acting since, I've had it. And I'm like, I already had it, dummy,
Right.
but, I'm going to do it. All right. Thank
Now,
you.
good. I'm
I can't.
I know.
Uh-oh. Am I still there? Can you guys
Yes,
hear
Now
me?
you are.
hear
Now
you.
you
We
are.
hear you.
Okay, good. We had a glitch, honey. You know how this Wi-Fi is. Marcy, my question to you
Here's the definition
is I understand that you are trying to get back on the stage and do a little of your comedy. Let's talk about what you have coming up.
Well, so far, the Michael Kendall, he's over the Mikey O Comedy Show. Worked with him for years and years. We're having a virtual show on Saturday at 7. You just look up Mikey O Comedy Show. That's going to be like a Zoom show though. And then in April 18th, I'll be with comedian BLT.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be doing comedy. He has like this really, really great show, Music Meets Comedy. So, I'm going to do that. And I think it'll be with the Experience Band at that.
Nice.
They'll be the band for that night. So I'm
Nice.
going to do that on August. And then someone hired me for Mother's Day. But this particular show is like a show for people who have lost their moms.
Oh boy.
And yeah. And so I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good because I lost my mom and I have so many memories, And so they called me for that. A friend recommended. And so I'll be doing that and hopefully I'll get some work soon. I want to get back to the stage permanently. This pandemic, everybody's trying to get, some work.
Right. Well, we love you, honey. We do.
Thank you so
Marcy,
much.
put Saturday, April 3rd on your calendar. I'll send you a link and some info about the event. It's a 2-hour webinar I'm doing to teach people how to present their package, how people can hear your testimony, how to polish it up and make sure you are heard because your story really is a testimony. It really is.
Right. And you know what, Art? I'll be out of town, but that is the
that's right. You did.
No,
but,
but that's okay though, because I think I could probably tune in anyways.
Good.
Because
okay.
I'm supposed to be a chill day or something, the 3rd. So.
Good. Okay. If not, I got you on the next one, but I want to put you down for an event.
Thank you.
So that I can help you. Absolutely. Kay Renee, what do you want to say to our guests in closing tonight?
No, I'm just, Marcy, you have a host full of viewers as well to root you on, to give you prayer, and just to give you encouragement that you're truly not alone. And thank you so much for sharing your story. It takes courage to share the good, the bad, the ugly of the effects of COVID. And I just really appreciate and respect your authenticity because that just takes a lot. So
I thank you. And thank you for having me, Art. I appreciate it.
Marcy, we love you so much, sweetheart. Take care of yourself. We both are just a DM away. Thank you for this amazing testimony you shared tonight. God spared you for a reason. Remember, you came on to talk to us right after coming out of the hospital. And here we are a year later. And he really did look at I want you to eat good with your kids and celebrate the fact. See, they thought they had lost their mama. You thought you wasn't gonna be able to hug them and spank them and do all that
You see, I
again.
got these new grandbabies.
Right. And God said, you know what? You got much work to do. So we love you, my darling. And you
Yes.
truly
Thank you
are
so
a
much.
hero, and you really are a women's history honoree. We love you, honey.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you so much. Take
Good
care.
night.
Bye,
God
Miss
bless. See you
Ernestine.
later. Give it
Bye.
up for Mark, you guys. Wonderful story. Just beautiful. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Boy, K. Renee, what a show tonight. You okay, baby? Right. You
No,
gonna
I'm
sleep
not.
good tonight?
I'm not okay, but I
Oh
will be.
no.
I
Oh
will be.
no. All right. Any closing thoughts? We can get out of here. What's your closing thought?
Um, Let me just give my nugget, and it's definitely apropos given what we've experienced. Accept and love yourself before giving love to anyone else, and that's Live Your Truth Tuesday. Hashtag love you first.
You can find this amazing young woman at Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com. Boy, this has been an amazing show tonight. If any of you all feel as if you might be dealing with thoughts of suicide, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is 800-273-8255. That's 800-273-8255. They're available there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can even text them, but they are there to help you if you feel any inks of suicide. We want to thank all of our amazing guests tonight. It's been just a wonderful show. I'm full with emotion as well, too. Kay Renee, you did an outstanding job tonight, my friend. Just we'll talk in the morning, darling. Just breathe and relax and
I'm
do what
good.
you need to do. I want to remind everyone to please wear your mask. We're in the middle of a global pandemic, yet still, I don't give a damn how many people are easing their rules and regulations and all of that good stuff. Wear your damn mask. That's all I'm going to say to y'all. We're wearing
Amen.
masks to November of 2025.
2025.
November of
That's right.
2025. Yes. For those of you all that are book authors, relationship experts, you might have a product, a brand, whatever the case may be, and you want to try to get that product and brand out there. I am doing a wonderful seminar. It's the Insider Secret to Successfully Booking Your Brand and Product with Chat Daddy, Saturday, April 3rd. To get your seat reserved, go to booking, BOOKING at therealchatdaddy.com. This $125 event is really going to provide you with everything you need to know. And I'm giving resources, and you're going to get a coaching session out of it. So please come be a part of this wonderful event. Turn your brand into a bigger brand. Learn how to do what all of these people you see on Good Morning America, the Today Show, your local TV stations, newspaper, radio, digital media shows like mine and other shows. They're looking for guests, and you would be perfect. You just need the right tweaking and the right tuning. So go again to booking at therealchatdaddy.com. Saturday, April 3rd. Tickets are going fast, but we would love to have you guys as a part of this so that you can learn what you need to know to make yourself hum, pop, and sizzle. How about that, baby? Hum,
I
pop,
love it.
and sizzle. That's what I do. I feel like a bowl of cereal. Hum, pop, and sizzle. Honey, I need to do that. Before we leave, I'm so excited to all my little boo things that have let me know y'all got the COVID shot. I miss y'all too. I really do. We go right. We gonna let it all marinate, and then we gonna start dating again. Yes, I right. I've had several people say, listen, I done had both my shots. Can we go hang out? I said, well, let me get mine and let it marinate a little bit. I'm sure I'm probably gonna go through something for about 3 days, and then you're supposed to wait about 10 days before you. I said, yeah, well, I'm back. I'm like, I got my summer hand, all of that. Yes, feeling good, feeling good. Thank you so much to Watika tonight. We appreciate you so much. Susan, we
Yes.
appreciate you. Booker T. Where's our girl, Debbie Green? She ain't been here tonight. We miss
She
you,
did.
Debbie. Lord knows we
Yes.
miss you. Yes, thank you to every Shiva. Thank you to Marcia, everybody who's hung out with us tonight. We just love and adore you all. Candace, good night. Wamelda, bye, darling. We love you all. Wait a minute. I think we got some new comments down here. Boy, this has been a very emotional show, my love.
Yes, it
Yes, it
has.
has. Yes. All right. Very good. Yes. Honey, the good doctor last night, he gonna be a daddy now. I said, Lord, the
What?
good doctor.
Oh
I,
my goodness.
I, I,
He gonna be like Suzanne Summers. See, that's what's probably he was pumping too
baby,
every having sex every until noon before he going to the
baby.
hospital.
I guess, maybe once I find my new boo thing, I guess we'll have to practice having sex 3 times a day before noon.
Hello.
I just wouldn't be able to. I would only have enough
Don't
energy
ever
to do this show
let
every
me
night.
just say this. Don't ever say what you can't do. I'm gonna tell you this now, because let me just say I've been really good for 4 years. So trust and believe. If I find mine is on like popcorn, do you understand?
Oh my God, you've been good for 4 years.
4 years.
Oh my God, I've been good for a year, and I just feel like, Lord, help me, Jesus. Lord, hurry up. Oh,
Did
honey.
I stutter? Art? 4
No, you did
years.
not. Look, I'm surprised you admitted that, honey. Wow, because it's
I
right.
don't mind. I
Wow.
don't mind that.
Oh, wow. Well, no, it's been a year, and yeah, no. So I can't wait. Look, I'm like a year. I think that's why I'm as stiff as I am. But I don't know. I think it's time for us to leave. We've said enough tonight. We have. Right.
Love
Yeah,
you
look.
guys.
I'm a Scorpio child. I'm a Scorpio. I ain't supposed to sit around and just whittle away. I'm supposed to, right. Yeah. Yes. Oh, am I food? Oh, you are am I a fool or food? Probably both.
Food.
I am edible. I am edible. I am. Don't tell Dahmer that though. I'm so glad. That's a whole nother
He's
story.
gone now, honey. You ain't worried
I
about
didn't
Dahmer.
No, but remember Jeffrey Dahmer, that was during my time of hanging out. I told
I
you
know.
3 of his victims were friends of mine.
I know.
So yes, all right. Well, yes. So yes, yeah. Told you he's getting some. Oh yeah. No, honey, are you kidding me? We've had a pandemic, so that's why I know. But I'm getting at it. Yeah, honey, please let that second shot marinate on the end so I can get my stamina back up. Please. Yeah. Somebody need to hug me, and I need to hug them. I do. Right. So yes, close, intimately. We can still wear the mask. We still can do that. Look, I think the mask thing is sexy. Right. Wear my S&M mask. Right. I think I think
remember, ladies and gents, we do our sexy sanitize 11
right,
o'clock tonight. So you never know what can happen.
right. Look, I think this kind of sexy, All right. Well, on behalf of my amazing co-host tonight, the amazing Miss K. Renee, and yours truly, our chat daddy Sims. We'll be back tomorrow night. Mr. Kevin Ross is sitting in the co-host seat. Lots to talk about tomorrow night. Trust and believe. And then we are paying homage to female barkeeps and barmaids. Everybody has had their favorite barmaid, favorite female bartender. Women have owned bars. I have to tell you guys, it actually resulted as the first pandemic. This was a result of the first pandemic, how female barkeepers and barmaids and bartenders became popular.
Interesting. I'll be tuning in tomorrow night.
So this will be this. Booker T wants to know how many masks do I have. I have plenty. I look, I'm not going to be giving up the mask for a while. I got too many photo shoots I need to do, too many outfits, but I have plenty of masks, and I have masks for all different types of situations.
I love you, Chat Daddy. That's all I'm just saying.
Okay, Renee, I do. God bless you all. Stay safe. Do what you need to do, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Be well, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great night. Oh, we got one more comment. Yes. Look at Booker T. Put some eyeballs up there. Then we got a couple of drinks up there. Yeah, I think I need a cocktail. Right. Yes. Oh, Lord, K. Renee, I'm going to pray for you, honey. 4 years. Whew.
Oh, yes.
Lord have mercy. Ooh, my ears would be ringing. All right. I love you. It's been a year. It's been a year. My ears are ringing. All right, you guys. We love you all so very much. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.